And thus did we make for every prophet an enemy, the Satans from among men and jinn. 2591. People who act like Satan will be raised with the Satan in the hereafter. Quranic cure of disbelief. Whatever we have discussed so far regarding the cure of disbelief, it is mentioned in the verses of Quran and the traditions of Ahlul Bayt. For example, pay attention to the following verses. And they say, there is nothing but our life in this world, we live and die and nothing destroys us. But time, and they have no knowledge of that, they only conjecture. 2692. We live and die implies that some of us live and some of us are born. And the system of births and deaths goes on. It may also mean that initially we are dead in the form of sperm and later we became alive. This verse has pointed out towards compounded ignorance. That is, in spite of their lack of knowledge, they consider themselves knowledgeable and issue a denial. However, some disbelievers are not compounded ignorant, they are in simple ignorance. They are aware of their ignorance. Such disbelievers are mentioned in the following verses. And when it was said, surely the promise of Allah is true, and as for the hour, there is no doubt about it, you said, we do not know what the hour is, we do not think that it will come to pass, save a passing thought, and we are not at all sure. 27. Nay, they reject that of which they have no comprehensive knowledge, and the final sequel of it has not yet come to them. Even thus did those before them reject the truth. 28. Nay, their knowledge respecting the hereafter is slight and hasty. Nay, they are in doubt about it. Nay, they are quite blind to it. 2995. Say, have you any knowledge with you so you should bring it forth to us? You only follow a conjecture and you only tell lies. 30. That is, whatever they utter is based on their whims and fancies, and is absolutely false. These verses indicate that we must inform such people who are in doubt and lack knowledge so that they can also learn the true facts. Precaution makes sense. Knowing Allah, the Prophet and the hereafter are the most important matters for human beings. If we do not have faith in them, we shall indeed be doomed to perdition. Even if one has a slight expectation that lack of belief will destroy him, he can as a precautionary measure bring faith in them. Reason dictates that one should take all possible precautions to avoid future risks. Even a slight chance of expected danger should oblige us to learn the articles of faith. Now the disbeliever has no other excuse. The Holy Quran says, do not these think that they shall be raised again for a mighty day. 31. That is, if they are not certain about it, at least they can imagine it might be true. And reason says that, even if there is a slightest chance of danger, you must be careful and take every precaution to keep yourself safe. You must obtain recognition marifat even if you feel there is a slight risk in case you do not accept faith. Not only recognition, you must act upon all such things that can bring your doom if you omit them. For example, one who cheats while selling weighing short, shall have a severe chastisement. 32. The style of Imam Jafar is Sadiq A.S. An atheist named Abdul Malik came to Imam Jafar as Sadiq A.S. The Imam said to him, do you know there are places on the earth and beneath it? Yes, he replied. Have you ever been below the earth? No. Do you know what is below the earth? I don't know, but I feel there is nothing below it. Have you been to the sky? No. Imam said, when you have never been to the west or east and never traveled to the sky or below the earth, how can you say that they have no creator? You are denying without seeing it and saying there is nothing below the earth. When a sensible person is ignorant of something, does he deny its existence altogether? The atheist said, no one spoke to me like you before. Imam asked, thus do you feel that there could be something below the earth? The atheist confesses his doubt and said, it is possible. When he confessed his doubt, the Imam began to teach him. He taught him to ponder upon the perfect system of the universe and its gigantic proportions, the details of which are available in concerned books. Anyway, the person accepted faith and became a believer in Allah. As you see, first the Imam made him aware of his ignorance. When he had come out of his compounded ignorance, he was given further knowledge by Imam. A good tree. The Almighty Allah speaks of a good tree and the evil tree in the following verses of Surah Ibrahim. Have you not considered how Allah sets forth a parable of a good word being like a good tree, whose root is firm and whose branches are in heaven, yielding its fruit in every season by the permission of its Lord. And Allah sets forth parables for men that they may be mindful. And the parable of an evil word is as an evil tree pulled up from the earth's surface, it has no stability. 33. Leaves, branches and fruits of the tree of belief. If the light of belief illuminates the heart of a person, the tree of his faith gets branches. That is, he has faith on the prophets. Especially he has faith in the last prophet and also in the 12 successors of the prophet. He believes in the hereafter, paradise and hell. The tree of belief has leaves too. That is charity, chastity, courage, justice, magnanimity, patience. All is satisfaction, reliance etc. Thus all the good qualities are the leaves of the tree of belief. The tree of belief also bears fruits. The bounties of Allah continue to descend upon the believer. The tree continues to bloom and fructify. Its roots become stronger by the day. Increase in faith and action brings increase in divine rewards. Allah's proximity is gained. At last he is rewarded with paradise where he shall reside forever. Consequence of disbelief. The consequence of disbelief is that when a man enters the darkness of infidelity and polytheism he denies all the beliefs of prophethood, wilayat guardianship of Ahlul Bayt, day of judgment, reward, punishment and all true principles. Evil traits like greed, miserliness, jealousy, injustice, defalcation, and fornication take root in him and he begins to commit all these bad deeds. Denials of true principles of belief are the branches of the tree of disbelief, bad morals are its leaves and depravity and divine retribution are its fruits. Disbelief is a negative affair. It is due to absence of a factor. For example, ignorance is due to lack of knowledge. That is why it has neither a root nor branches and no fruit is derived from it that could please one in the world or the hereafter. Belief and disbelief. This discussion clearly shows that disbelief and belief are opposite of each other and are contradictory traits. One is knowledge, the other is ignorance. One is acceptance, the other is denial. One is good, moral and the other is filled with vices. One is the basis of good deeds and the other leads to sinful acts. One is thankfulness of bounties and the other is thanklessness. One is contentment, the other is greed. One is charity, the other is miserliness. One is generosity, the